Hello and welcome to Stage Matters, the podcast that gets right into the heart of what happens when artists take the stage. I'm your host, Arvind Murli, and it's great to have you with me. On this podcast, we are cutting through the noise to understand the true essence of what makes a performance soar, what challenges performers face, and how they consistently deliver those transcendent moments. I'll be chatting with amazing artists and performers, from seasoned veterans to rising stars, to hear their stories directly. We'll discuss the highs, the lows, the techniques, and the mindset that defines their approach to performance. If you ever wondered what it truly feels like to command a stage, or what goes into those breathtaking artistic moments, you're in the right place. Let's pull back the curtain and dive into Stage Matters. Today's guest is definitely one to watch out for. She's a singer-songwriter who's been charming audiences with her incredible voice and really honest songs. I'm talking about Anjali Manoharan, who's a rising star in the music scene. Hi Anjali, and welcome to Stage Matters.
Hello, so glad to be here.
So, how did you get into performing?
Well, I've sort of always been performing since a young age, but I think it was only when I was 16, 17 when I actually considered it to be like a career or a profession sort of a thing. So that's when I started going for guitar classes, vocal classes, and then I finally ended up going to SAM, which is Sarnabhumi Academy of Music. And over there, it's just performance. Like, we just did performance. And that's when I realized that's also what I just want to do. Like, not full-time, at least, because I do love teaching as well. I am a vocal teacher, so I do love teaching as well. So, but I also am an indie artist, and I write a lot, and I would like to showcase that as well. So, I guess, that's where it started.
Okay. So in this podcast, we are going to mainly discuss the aspects of performance. I want you to think back and tell me about some performance that you saw, which made you look, this is what I want to do type thing. Was there something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. There are a lot of performances from my former teacher when I was taking classes in Bangalore. Her name is Marianne Alexander.
Okay.
And she's pretty huge now in the indie scene.
Okay.
Back then, I guess she was still starting out.
Okay.
But I had seen a few performances of her, either in fandom or places in Bangalore where the scene is good. And I would be like, wow, that's something that I really want to do. Just perform and perform my own music and also perform some covers. And with respect to people who have inspired me, I would say the biggest inspiration for me is Leanne La Havas.
Okay.
I love seeing her performances, her small tiny desks, tiny desk concerts of her songs. And I'm a huge fan of NPR music, the tiny desk thing. So I will see any sort of concert. And I guess a lot of Cory Wong also, a lot of Nowhere, and Jacob Collier also. It's just a lot of inspirations.
Okay. So how has your understanding of performance evolved from when you first started until now?
I guess when I started out, it was mostly just out of nervousness and wanting to of course wanting to showcase my whatever I've written, whatever I could do has always been there. But I guess with respect to just putting myself out there, it's become more second nature sort of, because I have been performing a lot. Firstly, it was really nervous. I was extremely nervous when I was on stage. I still remember in SAM when we had our first ensemble, and even though there were 13 people on stage, I was the main singer. So I eventually had to talk to the audience and everything, and that was something that I was not comfortable with. I'm still not. Talking to audience, engaging with audience has always been a problem. But now it's just become I'm just connecting with people. We're all human. We've all felt some way or the other with my songs.
Okay.
We've all felt it in some parts or the other. So obviously they'll be able to relate. Even if they're not able to, it's okay. I'm still putting myself out there. It's just, like I said, it's just become sort of second nature. Now I'm just fuck it. Let's just speak about it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
So, how do you prepare for a performance? Suppose you have a show tomorrow or today. Do you have a process? Do you have a ritual? Something that you do before?
Sometimes and sometimes I don't. For some shows, I just I have a set list planned of all my indie the songs that I've written, and then I just practice them one by one, and then
This is on the day of the show, or?
Oh no, before the show.
Okay.
Before the show. Sometimes I do that. Always, sometimes I don't do practice at all, because it's just I've not exactly practiced enough or anything, but like I kind of know what I want to do over there. So sometimes like some shows even want like covers and stuff. So then I'm just like, okay, I'll bring it right there. But some shows where I really want to showcase, like for example, I just had that Rainbow Bridge show in March, and I really wanted to showcase my my songs over there, originals. So I really practiced for that one. Like we had decided in March beginning, the show would be in March ending. So I was practicing, not every day, but at least in a week 2-3 times I would take my time to like practice all the like originals that I wanted to showcase. Because what I try to do is I try to do new things with the songs, not just stick to the same old thing that I've written like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It keeps evolving, right? So, and I only get those ideas if I keep playing. So sometimes I have like a practice routine where I also put like, I go on Google Meet where I'm like just alone. I see myself play and perform.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise, you need to sort of get comfortable with that as well, right? And sometimes I even practice in front of the mirror and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So like sometimes there is like a practice routine. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll wing it. It's sort of like how I'm feeling about the gig. Yeah.
What about like eating before a show and drinking something before a show? Like, do you have some specific...
Oh yeah, I don't drink before I sing. So like it's only after I sing that I party. Okay. But otherwise, like even when it comes to eating and stuff, I keep it minimal. Because one thing though, there are a lot of myths with singing and like eating and like, oh, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. But the one thing that has always worked out for me is that don't go on stage with a full stomach.
Okay.
Because then it's impossible to take a full breath. And breath is like the foundational thing that gives you that support with your voice, right?
Yeah.
That's where the diaphragm comes in, and then the full support comes in with your stomach. So if you have a full belly, like you cannot work with that. So I always eat very minimal. I drink a lot of water though before the show, just normal water. Okay. And after like I perform or after I'm done with whatever I had to like sing or like do, even if I'm like a guest performer or something, then I go into like I get relaxed and I eat whatever I want to eat, drink whatever I want to drink. So. Yeah.
So you also play guitar, right, when you perform?
Yes.
So are you very like particular about your gear? How do you take care of it like during a performance, or it's like
the gear? Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Like every time before a show, I make it a point to like change the strings and everything because I want that also to sound good. It's a part of my sound. Yeah, it's part of my songs as well. So it's not just like, I mean, of course, being a vocalist, like mainly I focus on vocals, right? So I only like up until recently I was only thinking about how I can change this vocally, that vocally, but like guitar is also my instrument. So I've been trying to do new things with the guitar as well. Yeah. So I also have this fast fret thing. So like if like I'm not able to like change the strings or it's like really fast, then I just use that fast fret. Okay. So I always make sure to take care of my gear. Yeah. Okay. I also like got like a new pickup and everything for it to sound good if it's connected and all those things, because it used to be a full acoustic guitar. Now it's like a semi-acoustic. Okay. So I'm like always evolving with whatever I have.
I can tell from my experience that there is always a gap between what I practice and what I can play on stage.
Oh, yeah.
and okay, that it is narrowing with experience and with more and more practice. How does it work for you?
Well, so for me, like, sometimes, like, of course, when you practice, like, you're on your own and you're just, like, it's just you that's in the room and, like, you're just practicing and, like, new ideas come forward more. It's more easy to just portray them. But, like, when you're on stage, immediately it's like, you're showcasing, it's like, it's vulnerable, like you said, vulnerable. But, so over there, of course, you want to showcase whatever you have, whatever you practice and everything. That's all. There's always this resistance that's there. I mean, initially it was a lot. Like I wanted to showcase whatever I want to do, but also at the same time I was thinking, oh my God, what are they going to think? What are they going to perceive? How does it sound, etc. So there's all this resistance, and like it was like trying to like break it, like But like I said, the more and more I did it, the more and more I was just like, fuck it, like what is gonna happen? It's not like something huge is gonna happen anyways. I'm just still starting. Like, I mean, initially when I was there, I mean, I'm still starting out, but it's slowly getting there. But while I was starting out, I think I started performing around like when I came to Chennai, which was a year ago, May 2024. Okay. So since then I've been performing. So like I'd say like August, September of 2024, I was just like, okay, I'm just starting out. Like, let's really not try to be so hard on myself. The more you try something or the more you cling on to something, you like immediately sort of lose it. So you have to at one point be like, okay, let's just let it go. Like, it's too much for me as well to like keep holding on to it. So yeah, this mindset of like, okay, fuck it, whatever happens on stage. It's okay. We'll keep evolving. Like, it'll keep happening. So there are shows where I was like, okay, I could have done better. There are shows where I was like, oh wow, I did much better than I actually thought I would. There are some shows where I was able to just showcase what I practiced. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm slowly getting there.
Okay.
Like, that's, yeah.
Okay, there is skill and technique which we all practice for. But do you feel there is something beyond that, like something more profound, maybe even spiritual in the act of performance?
I mean, I don't think I've discovered the spiritual aspect of it yet, but I would definitely say the feelings. Like, you write songs because, I mean, at least I write songs because I extremely feel something very, like, what do you say, very strongly, and then it just comes out as words. And then I'm able to write it down and everything. So, yeah, when I perform as well, I try to go back to how I was feeling when I either wrote it or feeling about how I felt about that entire situation, or that, like, if a person made me feel something, I'll write about it. So yeah, basically I'll go back to how I felt in that situation and try to express that. So for me, it's just sort of reliving those moments at this point. Like, whenever I perform, the song that I put out, Nothing Ever Lasts Long, right? It's not just, I mean, I did write it as like an ode to a friendship that was sort of, it didn't exist anymore. But like, there are so many other things that I can think about where I had to let go of some situations and like had to move on. Nothing is permanent.
Yeah.
So all those things like come into my mind. So I relive those small moments, and that through those moments I sort of bring out that emotion. So for me, it's more with respect to the emotional aspect of it. So
I think you just answered my next question, which is
damn.
how does your personal history and your identity inform your performance? So I think,
right.
Yeah.
Answer that question.
You obviously being a writer, and you have to go into that, right?
Yeah, singer, songwriter, like we always go into things that we feel deeply.
So like, what is your balance between improvisation and planning and rehearsal? Yeah.
The improvisational part, that comes automatically on stage. I'd say it would be like 50-50 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's getting there where I mostly want to do a little bit more of improvisation. But also, if I would like to improvise, I would sort of want to be in a safe space. And that's hardly ever there on stage. It's like you're open, right? So it comes out sometimes, and then comes out fully planned sometimes. So yeah, I would say like 50-50.
So do you rehearse a lot with your band or with your co-musicians?
Oh, well, we used to, I mean, there is still a band, but I've mostly been doing just solo sets. So it's just been by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most challenging aspect of the performance process?
I think it's still the nervousness and stage fright for me. Because, I mean, like, these are not covers. If they were covers, I hardly wouldn't mind. But these are songs that I've written at a place where I felt extremely, like you said, the word vulnerable being thrown around, but like, for a lack of a better word, but it's extremely you. Like, someone is seeing, like, inside you, like, literally, like, the raw form of you sometimes with some songs. And of course, you're going to think, oh, like, that judging aspect is always going to be there. You can't really take that out, right? People are going to judge you whether they like it or not. So even though I say, like, okay, fuck it, like, it's okay, like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do, there's still a part of me that's still scared, like, what if they don't like, what if, so sometimes, especially what happened at the Rainbow Bridge, because, I mean, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do this, but it was also, like, this quiet seating area where everyone's just listening to music. It's like a small space, and, like, it's like those, what do you say, small space, like, it's not like a venue.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So over there people are more intimately listening to you.
Correct.
They're like actually just listening to you, right? They're there for listening to you.
It's not like a bar where people
where people are like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
whatever, music, background music. But no, this is not background music, right? So those times I was like genuinely very scared because I was like, okay, does this sound good? Am I doing this right? So at that time when I was performing, a lot of questions were coming because like all your eyes are on you. So those kind of spaces, like they scare me a little bit, but I also like it because they are there for listening to your music. It's like the concept with an open bar, of course they don't care, but also you just feel so unheard. And like I would prefer I prefer like these intimate spaces than that or any time. But yeah, like the aspect of, you know, being judged on the stage fright part is I think it's always going to be there, but it's just the you just sort of have to get comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling.
Okay.
That's something I guess will happen throughout the years and throughout as you keep like performing. Yeah.
You like taking risks in your performance? Like doing something...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I do. Once I, like sometimes with my songs, I'll try to change, like how I said, I try to change the song, like how I sing it.
Okay.
Or how I perform it. And sometimes I'll try to change the chords also. Sometimes I'll try to do something different. Like, for example, the recent song that I put out, Polaroids, it didn't have a bridge, actually. Like, there is a bridge of the song, which is like the part where there's harmonies and like it opens up to the song, right? It was just ending at the second chorus. But I think it was during a show, like just like a small show, or like I don't really remember when it was. But I was just like performing it, or I think I was showing it also to someone, and immediately I just started playing the bridge. There was no bridge at that time.
So you just,
but I
like,
just like
made it up on the spot.
Yeah, I made it up on the spot, and I was like,
Okay.
"Hey, this sounds really good," and I was like, "I'm gonna use it."
Okay, nice.
So that's how the bridge of Polaroids came out.
It's very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there some time you've taken a risk and it has fallen totally flat?
I mean, I don't think I've taken such big risks to actually feel that. I think this was the only risk that I took, and it ended up being good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still a little like scared to take these like big risks because I've only taken it once and it's just worked out. But yeah, I guess as I keep going, the more I keep trying, the more I will sort of take these risks. Because of course I do want to change things. I don't want to keep it the same way.
Yeah.
It would be like a routine then.
So, like, during a show, lots of unexpected things can happen. Of course, you can make mistakes. Something
Right.
can happen in the venue
Right.
too. So, how do you deal with that? Is it like easy peasy, I'll move on, or do you get flustered and...
Not really. I mean, I think there was this show that we did in February, which was Vinyl and Brew. It was me, Anchal, we were showcasing our individual songs, and then our band Curry Blues. We did like a whole performance with all the full band. We did like a cover and stuff. So I was the first one to go on stage to showcase my basically my original songs. I don't know why I keep saying individual. Original songs. And I played the first one, and after that, there was a huge problem with the sound system. So, of course, and that's also like Vinyl and Brew is like a very intimate space again.
Yeah.
So whoever's sitting there is again only coming to listen to your music. So they'd also have to wait with you.
Yeah.
Right? So of course those moments are awkward, but I just try to sort of like wing it or either just stay patient.
Okay.
Like I know those moments are so like weird or extremely awkward because you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
At least when you're performing, people are listening. But you're also just standing there. They're also just like looking at you and you're just like, okay. So I just either you stay patient or you sort of just try to talk to the audience here and there sometimes. And yeah, it is, I think it's natural to get flustered or be like, oh my God, what is happening? It's natural. It's human. But it's just the way you sort of handle the situation, I guess, at the end of the day. And even if it goes wrong also, I'd say it's okay. Like it's a technical problem already.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing you could do about it as well. So just don't be so hard on yourself.
Is this like changing with your experience, or always been like this from the beginning?
Well, it's changing with experience for sure. Because in the beginning, I would just stand in the side until it got like fixed. But at least now I just stand on stage and I'll just like I said on Violin Brew, I try to talk to the audience. I try to do something funny where like I started playing a chord on the guitar and I was like, please be patient, blah blah. I said something, I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was just like a matter of just handling the situation either awkwardly or naturally. That's up to you. I mean, whatever comes out.
So you led me to the next question already.
Oh, damn.
What's
Okay.
No, it's good.
Predicting the questions.
Yeah. So like, what's your relationship with the audience? How do you perceive them? Are they like passive or active participants in your...
No, definitely active. I'd say like 70%, 70-30, I'd say. A lot of people who come there, at least like whenever I invite people to the show, like a few of them come and like I find that at least 70% of the people are active and they're listening and they're engaging and they're being really nice. Because I recently played a gig at Impasta and initially there were not many people, but then later on slowly everyone came and like all the tables were there actually listening to me and then clapping for me, which was really sweet. And I was like it was, yeah. But there are some people who also just like, they're like, okay, whatever, it's happening in the background. So yeah, 70-30. And like with respect to engaging with them, I guess, of course, that is a slower process for me, I guess. Because initially I would find it really hard to just like engage with the audience. Like I said, the first time I had the ensemble at SAM, like of course people a little bit from outside they came, or like parents they came to watch the show and stuff. So to just engage with them, that was extremely hard, and I was just looking around like, what do I do? But that's gotten a little bit more easier the more and more I see other people perform as well and see how they like engage with the audience. That's also like a learning thing, right? You can either use that like small things, you can keep that in the back of your head and sort of just put that on stage as well and make it into your own stuff. So that's like a slower process, but it's getting there.
So do you recall any like show where you had like such a magical audience who made it different for you?
I'd say, well, it's not, nothing's coming to my mind yet, but I don't think. It was in January. I think January. We had this rock gig at Noche Adante. And it was like this, again, it was just like a punk rock gig. So it was just a cover kind of a gig. But anyways, I really enjoyed it because I was just there performing songs, and these are punk songs, the rock songs, heavy rock songs. And I really enjoyed performing some of them. And since it was our band and we had a few guest members as well performing, I was like sort of like the main singer, one of the main singers. So I ended up performing like a lot of songs, and I remember like enjoying a lot on stage. Like I was like enjoying a lot on stage, and I could see the audience as well perceiving it, and like it felt so natural to just like engage with them, talk to them. Like the whole show went extremely well. Like I got like a really good response. Like after the show ended, like a lot of people came and said like, wow, you're like so natural on stage and stuff like that. And those kind of things really like small ego boosts. But yeah, that was the show where I felt like, okay, wow, this is really cool. Like that was like, it was like an amazing show. Like I was extremely tired later on because we were switching between members and everything. But whenever I went on stage though, no matter how tired I was, it was that audience engaging and that feel of the song coming through, and like me just enjoying and singing. Like I truly felt like, oh wow, like, you know, I am actually here. I am not anywhere else. Like my mind is not thinking, oh, what are they gonna say? My mind wasn't like, oh, this is wrong. I'm singing this wrong. I'm doing that wrong. I was actually just purely like like on stage. Yeah.
So have you had the opposite?
Oh yeah, that too, so many times. It's always, yeah, it's always sort of like, not always sort of been like that, but at least initially when I was starting, it was like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like audience doesn't care, or have you been booed?
I haven't been booed. There was this one show though where I think it was just like a cover show again. It was like a duo thing that we did. It was in Bangalore, and me and like a friend of mine, we had this small duo band called Velvet Tapes, and we were just doing like these jazz covers of like jazz standards and like some songs as a covers, and it's just like the kind of like I'd say the performances or like the gigs that I felt like, oh, it's like, is where people just don't listen. And
Yeah.
those are obviously at restaurants and at bars where they're like, okay, this is just background music.
They're there to have
Yeah,
something else,
exactly. Of course, and that's fine. Like the pressure of you performing perfectly goes away completely. So you're just doing your own thing. But also at the same time, like this feeling of being unheard is like more unsettling for me than the feeling of being like heard for some reason. Because I'm just like, okay, I'm performing. I want people to hear me. Like I am there for people to hear me, and if they're not hearing me, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, the whole thing about like doing a gig, I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever.
So like, how do you react to their feedback? It's like audience says something good or something bad.
Oh, like I said, for me, like after the show, connecting with them has been like really nice. Because like some of them, I mean, most of the time they come and say like, oh wow, this is really nice. Like, you know, I really was able to connect with this song. This song was really nice. I love your originals. Or even if it's just covers, they're like, wow, we love jazz, we love bossa nova, we love all these things. And like you played so well and all those things. But there have also been like feedback where I was like, I think I did one Hindi gig. In February, but where I had to sing like Hindi songs, and I am not someone who sings regional that much, but I do sing a little bit of Hindi, and like being from Bangalore, a little bit of Kannada as well. So of course the pronunciation is something that I know I need to work on. So if people come and tell me that, then I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. Like both ways I take it in, because that's the only way I'll grow. Like it's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna like ignore the bad things, I'm only gonna take the good things. I mean, what are you gonna get out of that? Right? Yeah.
I want to talk about like stage presence, appearance and persona. So like there are people who are totally different people on stage from what they are in real life.
Yeah.
And like some people are exactly who they are off stage, on stage.
Right.
So where do you fit in? How do you see yourself?
I think, again, that's another aspect that I'm figuring out. But I definitely say I don't have like a different persona on stage. I think I'm just me on stage. But I'd say I am getting to that place where I want to be completely me. Like to fully showcase myself out there and be there is still something that I feel extremely scared about.
Okay.
So I'm still at that stage of getting there. But usually, like whenever I perform or something, I don't usually keep like a script of like whatever I want to say or something like that. But for some songs, like I know exactly why I wrote it. So then that same, like not that same thing, but like that same whatever I had in mind just comes out over there. So that in those ways, like I know what I want to say. I know like what, like if I want to say something beforehand, then I sort of like prepare myself a little bit for different shows. It's like different. But yeah, I guess it's my like it's just being myself. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What about like appearance and dressing? Do you dress up?
Oh yes, for every gig. I make it a fact because like people, like their first impression of you
they're coming
is
to
your
watch you. Yeah.
Exactly. First impressions happen in 7 seconds, right?
So
okay. I mean, I don't know. That's something I've heard. So the first thing they're gonna see is your appearance. Is they're gonna see not. Oh, they're not gonna be like, oh, who are you, how are you, and all those things, right? They literally just see you, your guitar, and how you sound. That's their first impression. And according to that, for them, it's like either good or bad. So one thing that I like to do anytime I go on stage is to always like dress up.
Okay.
Yeah. I always have like either like a dress, or like I decide one day before what I want to wear, or like what style I want to go for. Like I recently did this, just a guest member at this gig. There was this Mango Hill gig, right? The Dangerman, Prithvi and the Dangerman, Prithviraj and the Dangerman, and they have such really good music as well. And they just asked me to sing for one of their songs. They always have this one female artist for this one particular song, originals of theirs. And I was like, okay, cool. So this is going to be like this sort of rock, indie, alternative rock sort of a kind of a gig. So then I decided what I wanted to wear. Like I immediately get like an outfit of what I want to wear. Either be it like a intimate space, it's going to be different. A rock gig, it's going to be different. A punk gig, it's going to be different. So I always have like something in my head, and then I'll try to pull it out. Yeah.
What's your expectation from an organizer?
Organizer? Well, to get paid.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's just so unclear, but well, to be very honest, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd say from an organizer is to just, well, just tell me like, I don't know, to be approachable. Because some organizers, or at least some people that I've worked with, sometimes they don't even get back about this show and that show, or like whatever the aspects of the show, and then one day before they're like, oh, we need this, oh, we need that. And I'm just like, no, I can't. So many things on just one day. No, but like if they're able to tell me exactly what they sort of need, and like it's like a process where we just talk and like I'm comfortable with them. Like first thing, being approachable and like telling me exactly what they need from my side. For example, like tech rider and all those things. Like if those things happen on the day or like just the day before, that's going to be really hard. Like 2-3 days, I kind of understand. So that's one thing.
And getting paid on time.
Oh yeah, getting paid on time. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This starving artist stereotype has been romanticized throughout history, I think.
Right.
But we all know how important money is in the whole to just like live well and make a living and stuff. So
Yes.
what's your relationship with money? And how do you
Yeah.
make it work?
I always make sure to sort of save.
Okay.
But yeah, my main source of income is teaching. Like if my main source of income was gigging, and I mean if the independent scene was really good in India and we were actually getting paid really well, then I don't think no musician would be sort of doing like a double work. Like so many musicians I know, they're like independent artists, but they also work at corporate. They're like artists, musicians, dancers, but they also work at corporate. It's because they like we don't get paid. Sometimes it's not even considered, right? So we end up doing like corporate, or like for me, like I love teaching, but that is my main source of income. I wish I could also like contribute with gigs and stuff like that, but that's very minimal, unfortunately. So for me it's teaching, and luckily enough, I like this job. I'm been very lucky with that. Like to actually work at a work in a place or like in an academy where I'm actually enjoying teaching, and I can teach the way I can, for each student I can cater and like go with it. So, that way I've been really lucky, because a lot of people, they don't like their corporate jobs. Yeah. Right. So in that way I've sort of been lucky with like teaching being my main source of income. So that's how I sort of manage that. Yeah.
So like how do you deal with, like, suppose you have some kind of a personal struggle or a personal issue, something, and does that affect how you perform on stage, or you can block it out? And
Oh, I definitely, it's getting there where I can just block it out. Because at the end of the day, I want to showcase my own stuff, and I want to showcase what I'm going through. But, sometimes it does come out, like with some songs, if I recently go through something, and if there's a song that I've already written in the past and sort of I'm able to reconnect with it. Not reconnect, but like it sort of reminds me of it. Then I just sort of pull that emotion through with that song, right? I don't let it stop me. Like that's the whole point. Like I feel very deeply. I feel like intensely about everything. So I just try not to stop it. Like if the more I try to control it, the more it just like, it's like, oh, I need to come out. Like it's like a burst. So I don't try to control it that way. But it's never stopped me from like, or like immediately like in between a performance, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I'm sorry. No, it's never stopped me that way. Yeah.
Have you had like any particular challenges being a female artist? Or any problems that you faced?
Well, I'd say, yes, obviously, but nothing is coming to mind as of now. But one thing I'd like to say is though that I know a lot of female artists who do like a lot of covers, or they also do a lot of originals and they perform a lot, or they have like songs coming out and stuff. But I don't see a lot of them on stage performing or like doing shows. Sometimes sometimes in that aspect I feel kind of lonely, because whenever I see like artists like me who are like doing a lot of performances and stuff, I feel like I'm doing like shows almost all the time because I'm doing only part-time teaching. So my other income has to be from gigs.
Yeah.
And I literally feed myself from a job which was taking 9 hours a day for 6 days a week for doing a lot more of performance. And I'm got there. It's slowly getting there as well, and I'm really happy about that. And I wish I could see more people do that because sometimes I only see a lot of male artists doing that, and that in that aspect I feel sort of a little lonely. But I'd like to see more female artists come up and do a lot more things.
Okay.
So
great.
Yeah.
What do you like? I know playing on stage and playing a 3-hour show, 2-hour show is very physically and mentally taxing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So do you have some kind of a fitness regimen or some kind of meditation, something? What do you do? Do you have something that you do?
Not fitness really, but what happens with me is if I do shows 2-3 hours and sometimes even if it extends, because if the crowd is enjoying a lot, then the organizers are can you extend a little more? Can you just play some more songs more? So then it just goes on for 3.5 hours or 4 hours. So, of course we get a break, but at those times, I just make sure that I'm not feeling hungry. The more starved I am, the more exhausted I feel. The more so I always make sure that there's a bottle, so I don't feel thirsty at all, so that's fine. Okay. But with respect to food, I always make sure I get a break, I eat something small.
Okay.
Not something full again, like I said, just something small so that I can use that as an energy thing. Because for me, hunger, I'm a very hungry person. I'll eat anything I want to at any time. So that's my main energy income. So I just make sure to just have food.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I'm starved, then it's very hard for me to pull through stage.
What about external stimulants, alcohol, drugs? What's your opinion?
Oh. No, I don't do drugs, but alcohol wise, it's always after the performance.
Okay, never drink before the show.
Because I did once, and it was fine only. It was great. The performance and all was great. I've just been a little tipsy or something, just a little bit. But even then, I do realize that I'm not fully on stage. The thoughts in my head get a little more louder if I'm tipsy or and so that's why I try to minimize drinking before I do a song or do a show. It's mostly just after, or sometimes during in the break itself I just have a small drink, and that doesn't affect me after some time because then I'm already set into the performance and I know what I'm going with. So just before the show I tend to not do that. So
what is so unique about a live performance that cannot be replicated in a recorded medium?
Oh, it's just the fact that you're there and you're all those aspects that you said, right? You either practice your performance or you're improvising, or some idea comes into your mind at that time you perform it. There's so many things that are you can do live that in a recorded session you just have to keep it one thing. You have to stick to just that one thing. But when you're doing it live, you're free to do whatever you want to do. The audience don't know what you're going to do, right? So you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and you can play with it, you can do whatever you want, and it's also so much more engaging. I love listening to bands or listening to artists live. Of course recorded I will listen, but if they are doing a show sometime in Chennai or since I'm living in Chennai, but if they're ever doing a show, I'll just go and listen to them, because live is so much more engaging. It's so much more different. You're getting a different side to an artist. You're seeing different sides of them. Recorded version is just one thing. Right? Okay, this is their main sound, this is their main artist style, blah, blah, blah. But when you go live, you hear different versions of the song sometimes. Sometimes, that's what I was saying. They change up stuff, right? So for me, it's I listen more at a live show. It's really nice to see that. It's nice to see because even the artist is enjoying it themselves. I enjoy changing up my songs, and I've seen other artists also on stage changing up their songs and enjoying it, and to see that and see different ways of it is really nice. I'm wow, okay, I'm seeing so much more of an artist than just a recorded session. But yeah.
We're living in a very digital world today, as you know. Do you think there is something in a live performance that has more value coming in the future to society and to
Oh,
people?
for sure, for sure. I mean, just imagine having to only see shows through like a phone or like a laptop. I mean, I would get bored after 2 seconds. I would just change channels or I'd change. But like when it's live, like it's like a whole community of like, it's like sort of creating its own community kind of, right? Like people are coming to like listen or like whatever reason they come, right? Like if you're playing live, I mean at some point they are bound to listen or like just be interested or curious about what is happening. And like, you know, if they enjoy, and then like they become like a new, you're connecting with people, right? So for me, like every time I do a gig, be it like a commercial, like just like an indie gig. I mean, of course, with indie gig, I connect with people more. But even if it's just like a cover gig, I have found at least 1 or 2 people. It's never been 0.
Yeah.
Like, at least one person will be there who will come and say like, oh wow, you did really well. You know, I do this. I like these kind of songs. And you sort of get introduced a little bit to their world also.
Yeah.
So in a way, you sort of like creating like a small, like a small community where like people are really like enjoying what you're putting out there, and who knows, they might even come to your next show. Like I have had people where like we've connected so well that they ended up becoming friends of mine, and like we just like come to each other's shows, and in that way, like, you know, again, you're building like a small community, and that's really nice. Like we need those kind of communities. We can't just sort of stick to like being in a phone, seeing these things just by person. Like, you know, I have FOMO, so I will go anywhere, but like yeah, it's just that I hope there are more live, you know, like shows or like these kind of spaces, like these kind of events happening, because firstly, of course, we as musicians, we want those kind of things. We want to showcase who we are. We want to showcase our songs, what we've worked on, all those things. But like also, it's just a matter of fact of connecting with other people as well. For me, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like I love talking to people after the show. I love them that they sometimes just approach me.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I won't expect it, especially in like commercial gigs, especially in like shows where I just like, it's just commercial, or like I'm just singing for like a hotel or something like that. Obviously, I'm not really expecting anything. But there are people who come, 1 or 2 people, and that's so nice. It's so nice to like, you know that, oh, they heard you, they listened to you, and like we're like, you know, connecting that way. So then there's so many things that they also can offer. It's not just you, right? So yeah, I hope sort of these live events and these live shows happen more. I feel like with the indie scene in India, that's very less, unfortunately. Okay. I don't know, how do you feel about that?
About, you mean people coming and talk?
Oh, no. I mean like shows happening.
Shows
like,
are less only. There's
yeah,
no doubt
shows
about
are less. Venues are less.
Yeah, venues are less in... Yeah. In India, definitely. In Chennai, more definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, but I wish that increases, because...
And the venues which want more indie music and all that is less only.
Oh, for sure. Extremely minimum. And even then also, they will be like, oh, can you just play a few like cover songs, like commercial songs here and there, just to like... But yeah, that whole like essence of indie loses. But anyways, I hope more like curators and venues like pop up, because like these are like very engaging, very not getting the word, but it's so real, like it's so natural, it's right there, like
organic.
Enjoy it while you can, like don't stick to a phone or like be like, oh okay, I'll see it later.
How do you define success or failure in a performance? How does it work for you?
For me, it's different through different gigs. Sometimes, like, okay, if I've practiced a gig and I know, like, you know, it's just like okay, like people are not going to listen. Then I'm like, okay, whatever I practice, I'll try to put that out there. So if sometimes I lose the form of a song, or if my mind wanders and I sort of lose the form of the song, or I'm like, oh, people anyways don't care, and I lose the form of the song, or like I make a mistake, then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Or like sometimes I'm like, okay, it's okay, but sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, let's focus more on the performance. On gigs where like there are people listening, then for me, I wouldn't say failure exactly, but like in terms of trying to do better, like for me is like engaging with the audience. Like that's something I'm still working on.
Okay.
Like I still see other artists like seeing how they engage with other like the audience and stuff, because everyone has a different way, right? Everyone's unique in that way, and I am also sort of finding my style. So if I'm not able to like engage with an audience and I'm not able to connect, or like they just like have to sit and listen and they're like, okay, we just need to like, keep listening, I'm not able to like connect with this person as they're putting it out, then I see that as that's a place where I could improve.
Okay.
And if I'm able to do that, then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go, you know.
Okay. Okay. We're almost like at the end.
Okay.
Can you tell me, like, well, in all the places that you played, which has been your favorite venue and which is your dream venue?
My dream venue. Okay, favorite venue a lot, but okay, I will put them all. One is Pagir. It's like this small space in Tiruvanmiyur.
Okay.
I felt, even though like the crowd was really small and everything, but the people who were there and the space itself is so safe that was the first time when I felt like, you know, so comfortable in my own skin to perform something very vulnerable. So Pagir is one place. And I really like Nochi Adante, which is an Express Avenue, because that was the first time where I was like, wow, like, you know, it was like a concert kind of a thing. So I really liked that. Vinyl and Brew is also a really nice space. Other spaces, there was a show I did in January which was for Indie Girl, and again, like intimate small space, but just being, you know, invited to Indie Girl and performing and being like, you know, connected to these people was like the most amazing thing. And
dream venue where you want to play.
I've played in this venue before, but it was through academy that I was learning vocals.
I'm talking about like your aspiration, not like you can say anything you want.
I know. Like one, like I have like a lot of things, but one, like the dream venue, like at least in respect to like city wise, just like a small gig would definitely be Fandom in Bangalore. That's what I was saying. I sort of performed there before, like it was through like this academy where I was learning, but I want to sort of showcase my own stuff at Fandom. So that's one thing. And again, bigger venues would be like NH7 Weekender or like Lola, just to like sort of get there. But I know like it'll take a long way because I am also like still in my solo set. I haven't found like a band or like I haven't found people who will play music for me. So in that way, I'm like still going there, but like I definitely know like maybe one day it'll happen. Like I'm not restricting myself to being like, oh my God, will it ever happen? Like no, I don't think of it that way. I'm like, it's okay, it'll happen. Like, let's not worry about it. Yeah.
This is totally brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's really fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed the show. There'll be new episodes every Tuesday, so don't forget to come back.